Hello students, so now we are going to see how to perform the synthesis of benzimidazole from orthophenylene diamine. In the theory part, we have already seen the chemicals which we will require, that is orthophenylene diamine, formic acid 90%, NaOH 10%, distilled water and activated charcoal. So now let us see the chemicals and how to perform the actual practical.
Hello students, in this video we are going to see synthesis of benzimidazole, which is one of the practicals under medicinal chemistry. Benzimidazole is basically a heterocyclic aromatic organic compound. It is a bicyclic compound which consists of the fusion of benzene and imidazole. So aim of the practical is to perform synthesis of benzimidazole. Let us see the requirements. We would require the apparatus like round bottom flask, beakers, and condenser assembly, water bath or heating mantle, porcelain pieces. And chemicals we will require orthophenylene diamine, formic acid, 10% NaOH and distilled water. We all know the apparatus like beakers, conical flask, etc. Here we are going to use a round bottom flask. So you can see how the round bottom flask appears. Now what is the advantage of RBF, that is round bottom flask, over the beakers? So as you can see, it is rounded from the bottom, hence it allows the uniform heating, and it is especially beneficial for the reflux setup and laboratory scale synthesis. Next we are using in this practical is heating mantle. So you can see how the heating mantle appears. You can see that by using heating mantle, heat can be distributed very evenly. You can see it contains a hollow rounded chamber. So heat can be distributed evenly. It means that the danger of hot spots on the flask is eliminated. That is, uneven heating can be eliminated. In comparison to other equipments like hot plates, Bunsen burners or water bath, heating mantle are suitable for organic liquids which can sometimes inflame when using other equipment. Hence, these are the advantages of heating mantle over the traditional water baths. Also, we are going to set up the reflux assembly in this practical as it involves the heating for 2 hours. So you can see how the reflux assembly can be set up. So RBF is fitted onto with the condenser. Condenser has two outlets. Bottom one is for water inlet, which we will connect it with the tap, and upper one is the water outlet through which the water will come outside. And this reflux setup is put onto a heating mantle so that our reaction mixture will get uniform heat. So this is how we are going to set up the reflux assembly. Precursor for the practical, that is the starting material for synthesis of benzimidazole, is orthophenylene diamine, which is abbreviated as OPD. So we are going to synthesize benzimidazole using orthophenylene diamine. Orthophenylene diamine is an organic aromatic diamine. You can see two NH2 groups as to 1 and 2 position. It is important precursor to many heterocyclic compound including benzimidazole. Its molecular formula is C6H8N2. Molecular weight is 108 grams per mole. You can see the structure of benzimidazole. It is formed by the fusion of benzene and imidazole. It is a bicyclic compound. Also, it is known as 1,3-benzodiazole. Thus, benzimidazole is a heterocyclic aromatic organic compound formed by the fusion of benzene and imidazole. Consists of the fusion of benzene and imidazole. Its molecular formula is C7H6N2 and its molecular weight is 118 grams per mole. Let us see some of the properties of benzimidazole. So, moving on to its solubility, it is soluble in alcohol, very slightly soluble in water, and insoluble in benzene. Its melting point is 169 to 171 degrees Celsius. Let us now see the uses of benzimidazole. It is an antiviral, antifungal, anthelmintic, and antihistaminic drug. It is also used in cardiovascular diseases, neurology, endocrinology, and ophthalmology. So you can see benzimidazole has various uses. Here you can see how orthophenylene diamine appears. You can see brownish colored flakes, and you can see benzimidazole. So now let us move on to the principle of our synthesis. So basically we are going to synthesize benzimidazole using orthophenylene diamine and formic acid. Thus it involves a cyclization reaction wherein orthophenylene diamine on treatment with formic acid it gives benzimidazole. We have already seen the structure of orthophenylene diamine. It contains nitrogen, where nitrogen atom contains a lone pair of electrons, that is negative charge. In formic acid, it contains the carboxylic group. Thus, nitrogen atom contains lone pair of electron, hence it acts as nucleophile. So it is going to attack the carboxylic group. Or you can also say that carboxylic group will attack nitrogen atom of orthophenylene diamine, eliminating a water molecule. Further, carboxylic acid will attack another nitrogen atom. We have seen in the structure orthophenylene diamine contains two NH2 groups. Hence, carboxylic acid will attack another nitrogen atom, which will be again followed by elimination of the second water molecule. And finally, by electron rearrangement, we will get benzimidazole. So this is the overall reaction. Orthophenylene diamine plus formic acid in presence of the base, that is sodium hydroxide, will give benzimidazole with elimination of water molecule. So now let us see the reaction mechanism in detail. So here you can see HCOOH, that is formic acid. So there is a double bond between carbon and oxygen. Okay, oxygen is more electronegative than carbon, so the pi bond between the carbon and oxygen will have affinity towards the oxygen, that is oxygen is going to derive the electron pair, imparting a positive charge to the carbon. Thus that carbon will act as a carbocation. On other hand, orthophenylene diamine contains NH2 where N has a lone pair of electron. So this nitrogen is nucleus loving, whereas carbocation will be electron loving. So there will be a bond formation between the electronegative nitrogen and the carbocation. So we can say that nitrogen is going to attack the carbon of the carbocation. Again, nitrogen is more electronegative, so the electrons will be attracted towards the nitrogen. And oxygen having the negative charge, it is going to attack the hydrogen. So you can see overall there will be the elimination of the water molecule, that is H2O. So first water molecule has been eliminated. Now similarly, The second nitrogen having lone pair of electron, it is going to attack the carbocation and there will be elimination of another water molecule. So overall two water molecules have been removed. And finally there is formation of benzimidazole. Now let us see the procedure. So weigh accurately 5 gram of orthophenylene diamine and put it into the 250 ml of round bottom flask and add 3 ml of formic acid. Now heat this mixture on the water bath at 100 degrees Celsius for 2 hours. So you can also use here the heating mantle. Cool the reaction mixture after heating and add 10% NaOH solution slowly with constant rotation of the flask until the mixture is just alkaline to the litmus. So this alkalinity you can check with the help of the litmus paper or pH strip. Now filter off the crude benzimidazole, wash with ice cold water, wash again with 25 ml of water and dry at 100 degrees Celsius. So we are going to wash benzimidazole in order to remove the water soluble impurities. So the procedure is simple. We just have to weigh orthophenylene diamine, mix it with formic acid and heat on the water bath for 2 hours. Next, we are going to add 10% NaOH till the mixture is just alkaline. And finally, we are going to filter off the crude benzimidazole followed by washing with ice cold water. Before seeing the actual practical, there are some precautions which should be kept in the mind. For example, never suck any chemical like formic acid with help of mouth. Always use the pipette and the rubber bulb as formic acid is very hazardous, so it should be handled cautiously. Also, the practical involves heating for 2 hours. So always make sure that you put on the exhaust fans in the laboratories and also the heating has to be monitored from time to time. We are going to use a reflux assembly and the assembly should not be left unattended during the period of 2 hours. Also always use a porcelain piece, that is we need to add the porcelain piece into the RPF so as to avoid any bumping. So keeping these precautions in mind, let us move on to the actual synthesis.
Hello students, now let us see how to synthesize benzimidazole. So we have already seen the chemicals which we are going to require is orthophenylene diamine, formic acid, then sodium hydroxide 10%. Glasswares we will require is beaker, pipette and rubber bulb for sucking the chemical. Then round bottom flask, and as we are going to heat for 2 hours we are going to use a condenser assembly. And we will also use porcelain pieces to avoid any bumping. So now I have already taken 5 gram of orthophenylene diamine. So we are going to take it in the RPF. Take care that orthophenylene diamine doesn't spills outside. So we are going to now require 3 ml of formic acid. I have already taken. So the principle behind this is condensation reaction between orthophenylene diamine and formic acid. We are going to use electric water bath for heating. Now we will set up the condenser. Before that we are going to put porcelain piece into our RBF so as to avoid any bumping. We will fix it with the help of the stand. So in this way we have set up our assembly. From bottom we are going to keep the inlet of water, and from upper portion we are going to have the outlet. So now we will slowly put on the tap. You can see. Now we will put on the water bath. We have to heat at 100 degrees Celsius. So now our heating has started. We are going to continue heating for 2 hours. Now you can see the heating has started. You can see 15 minutes have already passed. So total we are going to heat for 2 hours. As you can see, the heating is going on. So half an hour is passed. We are still going to heat for 1.5 hours. You can see the reaction mixture is still heating. We have completed the heating for 1.5 hours. We are still going to heat for next half hour. The heating has been now completed for 2 hours. Now we are going to transfer the contents into the beaker. So you can see we have removed the reaction mixture into the beaker. Now we are going to make it alkaline with help of NaOH. So for that I have taken red litmus. So we will add drop by drop and check the alkalinity with the help of glass rod. We will add some more NaOH. We will again check the alkalinity. So you can see still the color of litmus paper has not changed. So we are going to add more NaOH. So you can see it has become solidified, and also the mixture has now become alkaline. You can see the blue color. So now we are going to filter the crude product. So we have set up the assembly for filtration. We will collect the product and then keep it for drying. We will discard the filtrate. Our product have got collected on the filter paper. So now we will remove it and keep the product for drying. So now we will keep the product for drying. You can see we have spreaded the product so that it will dry faster. We are going to keep the product in the hot air oven for drying. So you can see this is our hot air oven. We have switched it on, and now we are going to keep it into the oven. You can see that our product has been dried. So the product is benzimidazole. Now we will proceed for the further calculations.
So we have seen how to synthesize benzimidazole using orthophenylene diamine. Now let us see the calculation, how to calculate the theoretical yield and the percentage practical yield. Now in this reaction, the limiting agent is orthophenylene diamine. That is, once the orthophenylene diamine is consumed totally, no more product, that is benzimidazole, can be formed. Hence limiting agent is orthophenylene diamine. So we are going to calculate the yield using the amount of orthophenylene diamine taken. So molecular formula of orthophenylene diamine is C6H8N2. That of benzimidazole is C7H6N2. So from this molecular formula, we can calculate molecular weight of orthophenylene diamine as well as benzimidazole. So molecular weight of orthophenylene diamine comes out to be 108 grams per mole, while molecular weight of benzimidazole is 118 grams per mole. Now using these molecular weights, we can calculate the theoretical yield. So 108 gram of orthophenylene diamine forms 118 gram of benzimidazole. Okay, so from molecular weights you can see that 108 gram of OPD will give 118 gram of benzimidazole. Now in the procedure we have seen that we have taken OPD as 5 gram. So therefore 5 gram of orthophenylene diamine will form how much gram of benzimidazole? So let it be X. So by cross multiplication we get X is equal to 118, that is molecular weight of benzimidazole, into 5 divided by molecular weight of orthophenylene diamine, that is 108. So it comes out to be 5.46 gram. Therefore theoretical yield is 5.46 gram. So practical yield. Practical yield means the amount of product which we have obtained after synthesis. So amount of product we obtained after synthesis is 5.1 gram. We obtained 5.1 gram of benzimidazole. So now let us calculate the percentage yield. So formula for percentage yield is practical yield divided by theoretical yield into 100. So practical yield is 5.1 gram divided by theoretical yield, which is 5.46 gram, into 100. So it comes out to be 93.40 percentage. So percentage yield of benzimidazole is 93.40 percentage. Now let us see how to write the result. So result can be written as the percentage yield of benzimidazole was found to be 93.40 percentage. Okay, so we have seen how to perform synthesis of benzimidazole along with principle, actual procedure and calculations. Now let us see some of the questions related to this practical. So the compound which we have used as precursor is orthophenylene diamine. So give some isomers of orthophenylene diamine. So by isomers we mean that molecular formula will be same, only the arrangement is different. So two isomers of orthophenylene diamine are available. They are paraphenylene diamine and metaphenylene diamine. So we have already seen in organic chemistry what is ortho, para and meta positions. Let us see the structures. You can see first is the structure of paraphenylene diamine. So second amine group is at the para position as compared to or with relation to first. That is, you can see 1, 4. In meta, you can see the second amine group is at position 3 with respect to the first amino group. So meta is 1, 3, and ortho we have already seen that two amine groups are adjacent to each other, that is at 1, 2 positions. So phenylene diamine can exist in three forms: ortho, para and meta. Name the few drugs belonging to class benzimidazole. We have seen various uses of benzimidazole as antiviral, antiparasitic, antifungal. So to name a few drugs which belong to this class benzimidazole, is albendazole and mebendazole. So they are widely used as anthelmintic drug. That is to cure the infection caused by the Helminthia group. That is your tapeworm, flatworm, etc. What is a heating mantle? We have seen in the practical we have used a heating mantle. So what is a heating mantle? So heating mantle, also known as isomantle, is a laboratory equipment used to apply heat to containers as an alternative to other forms of heated bath. In the theory portion, we have also seen advantages of heating mantle as compared to other heating equipments. That we can get uniform heating, then it is safe for handling the organic solvents or organic reactants. Why are porcelain pieces added while heating a reaction mixture? So while performing practical, we have seen that we added a few porcelain pieces into our RBF, that is round bottom flask. So why we have added it? Because addition of porcelain pieces, it helps in uniform boiling and it avoids bumping of the solution due to uneven heating. So addition of porcelain piece is very important, especially when we heat the reaction mixture for longer duration. So in the practical, we had heated our reactants for almost 2 hours. Next question is, what are nucleophiles and what are electrophiles? So these are the most common terms which we come across while discussing any principle related to synthesis. So a nucleophile is a reactant that provides a pair of electrons to form a new covalent bonds. So you can see from the name, phile means loving and nucleophile means nucleus loving. So obviously the compound which have extra lone pair of electron or excess lone pair of electron, they are known as nucleophile. So nucleophiles are basically electron rich species which have ability to donate electron pairs. On the other hand, electrophiles means electron loving. So obviously the compounds which lack electrons, they have tendency to gain electrons. Okay, so electrophile is a species that accepts a pair of electron to form a new covalent bonds. Thus, electrophiles are electron deficient species. Okay, so if we relate these terms to our practical, which we have performed, that is synthesis of benzimidazole, you can see that orthophenylene diamine contained two NH2 groups. So nitrogen, it has a lone pair of electron, whereas the carbon of the formic acid acts as carbocation. So NH2 of orthophenylene diamine is a nucleophile because it has extra pair of electron, or you can say a lone pair of electron. So it has tendency to donate that electron, while carbocation is electron deficient, so it has tendency to accept the electron. Okay, so cyclization took place between the OPD and formic acid. So next question is, what is a carbocation? So a carbocation is a molecule in which carbon atom has a positive charge and three bonds. So let us see the structure. So you can see how a carbocation is. You can see it has three H bonds where is a positive charge. Thus it acts as a electrophile, that is electron loving because it lacks the electron. Okay, so a carbocation is a molecule in which carbon atom has a positive charge in three bonds. So earlier carbocation was known as carbonium ion. What is the precursor for benzimidazole? Okay, so precursor means the starting material. So we have synthesized benzimidazole from orthophenylene diamine. So precursor for benzimidazole is orthophenylene diamine. Okay, so other isomers of orthophenylene diamine are also available like metaphenylene phenylenediamine and paraphenylenediamine. But for benzimidazole, we need the orthoisomer, that is orthophenylenediamine. So orthophenylenediamine plus formic acid gives benzimidazole. And in the process, two water molecules are removed and cyclization takes place. Okay, so instead of formic acid, orthoformate can also be used. So this was all about benzimidazole, its principle, its synthesis procedure, then how to calculate the result, and we have also seen some of the questions related to this practical. Thank you.